Hey guys, the Super Review Show for another episode of Rock Talk. This is a show where I break down albums that I have listened to or I have on vinyl, or the album is just that good, you should definitely check it out no matter what. And here we are today talking about one of the most rarest pressings of vinyl you can get by one of the greatest bands of the 1960s, 70s into the 80s, truthfully, known as the Kinks. As the title of this episode of Rock Talk suggests, alludes to, whatever, I'm talking today about the Kinks' Village Green Preservation Society. This album, there's no anniversary for it. It came out in 1968. It's a very strong concept album. Let me show you the cover really quick. This is the cover of the Village Green Preservation Society. Let me show you the back too. Hold on one second. It's just the Kinks on the back of the cover. Truly one of their best, if I'm being honest with you. I mentioned from the get-go, this is a very rare album to begin with. So, for those of you who don't know, I don't know much about the Kinks to begin with. Get On It, You Really Got Me, All Day and All the Night, Lola, Come Dancing. Come on. Even I Wish I Could Fly Like Superman. They're one of those bands that did dissolve in the 1990s, and they tried bringing them back, tried reuniting in the 2019 era, and then COVID hit, and they just said, no, we just shouldn't. So, anyways, regardless, though, Ray Davies is a genius. I love you. Ray Davies, you are an incredible human being. Go you. But the funny thing about this album is that I mentioned from the very top of this episode that this album is very rare pressing. This is an original pressing of the Kinks' Village Green Preservation Society from 1968. Now, why do I say that's so significantly rare? Is because this album came out the same exact day as the Beatles' White Album and Jimi Hendrix's Electric Landlady in 1968. So, in total, the worldwide total sales for this record was 25,000 copies. I have a pressing of it, as you can see here. This is an original pressing of that album from 1968, right here. I have an original pressing of it. It's very rare, very, very rare. Fortunately, I was able to buy it off of eBay for like $40. Luckily, I mean that's a lot of money to begin with for a vinyl, but for what this is and with the material on there and the original pressing status of it, it was a good deal. But I say concept album. For those who don't know what a concept album is, back in the 60s and into the 70s, truthfully, too, some artists would take a concept and make an album out of it. And I know that's a very generic statement, but honestly, the Kinks nailed it. This is like one of the true concept albums. Like the way the Beatles did Sgt. Pepper, the way the Rolling Stones did their Satanic Majesty's Request, the way that the Who did Tommy and Quadrophenia. This was the Kinks' kind of response to that. And the disadvantage that they had at the time was that I mentioned the release date. It came out the same day as the Beatles' White Album and the day of Jimi Hendrix's Electric Landlady. So it tanked heavily. This is a very rare thing to have to begin with. But I will say, though, is that this album is just so... But if you listen to it, I just listened to it before I did this video just so I could prep myself, of course, on vinyl. And it's a concept album to its finest. It really is a very, very strong concept album. There's some of the songs in there actually were some minor hits. No, not really hits, just well-known songs in certain communities of the Kinks, like the Village Green Preservation Society, title track, go figure, if you know me. Do you remember Walter? That Walter song. The moment I heard him, like, I know that song. It's just how I am, you know. Picture Book, Johnny Thunder, The Last of the Steam-Powered Trains, Big Sky, Sitting by the Riverside, and then side 2 is Animal Farm, Village Green, Starstruck, Phenomenal Cat, All of My Friends Were There, Wicked, Annabella, Monica, and people take pictures of each other. Not taking, sorry. People take pictures of each other. I'll show you the track listing really quick too. It's on the back there. I'm very lucky that I have a copy of this. I'm a big fan of the Kinks. Not everyone is. Not when people think of the Kinks, I think of like Lola or You Really Got Me. But this one is in the Kinks fan base, I guess you could say, one of their best, truthfully. One of their best to go. It's kind of like their post-Waterloo Sunset type of album, like as far as like Ray Davies lyrics. And it's funny, one of the songs in here, I don't remember which one it was offhand, but like the riff sounded so similar to another song that I know, because that's what the Kinks were about. The Kinks were one of those bands where they just took, they kind of like the Rolling Stones, where Mick Jagger and Keith Richards take a riff and then they just make a song out of it, like Miss You or Jumpin' Jack Flash, and you hear the riff throughout the song. This is the same concept, but the Kinks did it so there's something about the simplicity of Ray Davies and his guitar playing that is just flawless, in my opinion. Flawless. The guy still is to this day, a very, very, very talented guitarist. His simple melodies, simple guitar playing, and just something about the way that he played guitar, something about the way he just orchestrated the instrument. Fantastic. Truly a pioneer of the genre, of the rock album or the concept album in general. Lola was a concept album. I'm not here to talk about Lola too much, but that song was off the album Lola and the Money Go Round Part 1. And that was a great, and then like in the 70s they had Lola come out, and then they released like 5 albums with like no hits on it, and then they were like, oh, the record company's like, I've been in a very, and if you can't tell, I'm in a very kinky mood, not kinky like that, but you know what I mean. I've been into the Kinks a lot lately, just listening to their stuff, and I figured, I said I just got this album recently, why not review it? But yeah, so ultimately it's a very strong concept album. It's on Spotify. You can check out their the link, not the link. Check out it on Spotify. But as I said, this is a very rare pressing of this album. It's only because as I was watching one of those like biography things recently, and then they had one for the Kinks, and the guy said on the video that on the documentary saying this album only sold 25,000 copies. Across the world, the whole world, like it just tanked heavily. So getting this album to begin with was, I looked at other prices like $300 or $400 for this one album and certain pressing. This is in great shape too. The corners are still strong. It looks great, and the cover's still shiny. I got a good deal for $40. So whoever you are out there, and if you watch my videos, thank you so much. But what do you guys think? Have you heard this album? The Kinks are the Village Green Preservation Society. Have you heard this record? Please let me know what you guys are thinking about there in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this. Thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe with the bell for notifications. And don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to this channel. But for all of your Rock Talk episodes, keep it locked on the Super Review Show, the J-Man's Officer Rock. We'll see you guys later.